Hello students, today we will talk about very first topic of third chapter, current and current density. I am sure all of you are well aware about what is current. Current density may be a new quantity. Uh, Let us start. Consider a resistor with resistance R and let us connect it with a battery of voltage V. Now, what happens when you switch on the power? So, when we connect battery to some component, maybe resistor, and when we switch on the power, all we know is that battery is a device which is storing its energy in form of chemical energy, and when it is connected to some component, chemical energy gets converted into electrical energy. And so we have charges flowing through the component with the chemical energy uh, given to it in form of electrical energy after being converted to electrical energy. And so we have charges flowing through this component R. Now suppose you have some electrons passing through the conductor as shown here. What is the connection of this voltage and the electrons passing through this wire? So we know that when we increase the voltage, what happens when you increase voltage? You are giving more energy, so electrons will be going faster. So at any point of time, if you look at the number of electrons crossing any cross section, it depends on how much is the voltage. And from this charge passing through this cross section, a quantity is defined which is called current. So current is defined as amount of electric charge passing per unit time. You consider any cross section and see how many charge particles are crossing that cross section in 1 second per unit time. Then the quantity available is called current. How do we know how much is the charge passing? So suppose if there are 50 electrons passing, I will multiply 50 with charge of 1 electron, that is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19. So this delta Q can also be written as Ne by delta T. Okay, what is Ne? Charge passing. Okay, and delta T is the time it takes to pass Ne amount of charge. So what is current? Current is defined as amount of charge passing per unit time through given cross section. And what is the unit of current? Ampere. Okay, coulomb per second is also a unit, but normally current is expressed in terms of ampere. And what if we have to define 1 ampere current? We can say that 1 ampere is the current when 1 coulomb charge passes through given cross section in 1 second. Okay, so that is 1 ampere. Now sometimes it happens that the cross section is not uniform. So consider a conductor where cross-sectional area is not uniform, like in left part it is wider, cross-section is bigger, and as you go to right side, cross-sectional area is decreasing. So what happens when you connect this type of conductor to battery? So here electric field is going from right to left. It means that we must have positive charge on right side, and negative charge on left side. So positive terminal of the battery is connected to right end of the conductor, and negative end of the battery is connected to left end. So what will happen the moment you switch on the power? You will have electrons going from left to right. Okay. And what if you try to find out current? So if we consider different cross sections, like say this one is first cross section, and let this be second one, and let this one be third cross sectional area. So what if I try to find out current? Now for first cross section, when I try to find out current, I will see how many electrons are passing per unit time, and I'll have some answer. But the same number of electrons are passing through second cross section also, and that is true even for third cross section. So if you try to find out current through all the three cross section, the answer will be same. Okay, current is same for all the three parts of the conductor, but we know that there is some difference. What is the difference? difference is that when electrons pass through first one, they are less crowded. When charges pass through this second cross section, crowding increases, and crowding is maximum when they pass through third cross section. So how do we express this fact that the crowding or density of the charge depends on the cross section? So to express that quantity, there is a quantity defined called current density. Okay, what differs here is, as you go from left to right, cross-sectional area becomes smaller, and so charges come closer, and that changes the potential of those charges to some extent, and repulsive force also changes. Okay, so to express that fact, a quantity is defined that is called electric current density. It is symbolized by J and it is defined as I by A, that is current per unit area. Now actually J is vector quantity and direction of J is in the direction of current. What is the direction of current here? So don't get confused. This is the direction of current. Current is always from positive to negative. Okay, so current density is also defined accordingly. So what is the direction of current density here? It is also from right to left. Okay, it is scalar, it is vector quantity, not scalar one. And so if we make I subject of formula here, I can be given as J dot A, because J is also vector quantity, A is also vector quantity. So scalar product will give us current. What should be the unit of J? Current per unit area, so it should be ampere per meter square. Most of the time J is used to find out current. Consider a conductor with uniform cross section, but now we choose different cross section. Consider first cross section A1 and I want to find out current for this cross section. So I'll look at the area vector. This is area vector for the given cross section, and if this is the current direction, what is the angle between the two? 0. Both are parallel. So in this case I can give I as J dot A1, okay, or else J A cos theta. So here it is J into A1 into cos 0. Okay, but not necessary that we always have this type of cross section. You can also choose your area to be of this shape like A2. And now where is area vector? This is area vector. Okay, and our current is going like this. So what is the angle between the two? Angle between the two is theta. And now how do I find out I for this condition? So now I would say that I is J dot A2. So J A2 cos theta. Okay, so in this case, if you are asked to find out current, you should take J A2 cos theta, and J, if you are asked to find out, you can take I by A2 cos theta. Okay, and what if the cross sectional area is like this? Now the problem here is you take different parts and you will see that area vectors are pointing in different direction. So for this case theta will be varying. Okay, and so we will have to go for integration. So this is also one way of finding out current if you know current density. Okay, when cross sectional area is not uniform. So most of the time J is used to find out current. So with that, let us conclude now. So now we know that electric current is defined as charge passing per unit time through any cross section of the conductor, and it is given as delta Q by delta T or NE by delta T. Okay, what is NE? Amount of charge passing in time delta T. What is the unit of electric current? It is ampere. And what is how do we define 1 ampere current? 1 ampere current is when 1 coulomb charge passes in 1 second. What is the conventional current direction? It is from positive to negative, but most of the time we indicate conventional current, but don't forget that actually electrons flow, and electrons flow from negative terminal to positive terminal. So don't get confused between flow of electron and the direction of conventional current. Then the second quantity is electric current density, which is defined as electric current per unit area, given as J is equal to I by A. Or else the same expression can also be written as I is equal to integration j dot dA. J is vector quantity. Okay, current density is vector quantity and its direction is in the direction of current. And what is the unit of J? Its unit is ampere per meter square. So that is all for now. Thank you. Take care.